Your refrigerator doesn't create cold. It secretly removes heat. Think about that for a moment. You open your fridge, feel that wave of cool air, and it feels like cold is being produced inside this quiet box in your kitchen. But what if that's not true at all? What if your refrigerator isn't making cold, but is constantly pulling heat out, again and again, like an invisible cycle you never notice? And here's the strange part. That heat it removes from your food doesn't disappear. It has to go somewhere. So where does it go? And how does a sealed box sitting still manage to fight something as powerful as heat? All day? Every day? Welcome to Simple Things Why and How, where we uncover the hidden systems behind the things you use without a second thought. Today, we're opening the door, literally, on one of the most essential machines in your home. How does a refrigerator keep things cold? To understand this, you have to let go of one common idea. Cold isn't something that can be created. In physics, cold is simply the absence of heat. So if you want something to become cold, you don't add coldness. You remove heat. So your refrigerator is not a cold maker, it's a heat mover. A machine designed to take heat from inside that small space and push it somewhere else. But how does it actually do that? How does it pull heat out of your food, your drinks, the air inside, without you ever seeing it happen? At the heart of your refrigerator is a special fluid called a refrigerant. This fluid has a strange ability. It can change from liquid to gas and back again very easily. And when it does, it carries heat with it. The process begins inside the fridge, where the refrigerant is allowed to expand and evaporate into a gas. And when a liquid turns into a gas, it absorbs heat from its surroundings. So as this refrigerant evaporates, it pulls heat out of the air and everything inside the fridge. That's why the inside starts to cool down. But now the refrigerant is warm, carrying all that heat it just absorbed. So what happens next? This is where the cycle continues. The warm gas is pulled into a compressor, a small but powerful pump usually hidden at the back or bottom of your fridge. There, it gets squeezed tightly, increasing its pressure and its temperature. Now it's even hotter than the air in your kitchen. And that's exactly what the system needs. Because now, as this hot, pressurized gas flows through coils on the outside of the fridge, it begins to release that heat into the room. That's why the back of your refrigerator often feels warm. It's quietly dumping heat into your kitchen, the same heat it just removed from inside. As the refrigerant loses that heat, it cools down and turns back into a liquid, ready to repeat the entire process again, over and over, all day, without stopping. So your refrigerator isn't just a box that keeps things cold, it's a constant cycle of movement. Heat being pulled out, carried away, and released elsewhere. A silent exchange happening every second you're not even thinking about it. And every time you open the door, you interrupt that balance, letting warm air rush in, forcing the system to work harder to restore the cold. It's not passive, it's always working, and maybe that changes how you see it. Not just as a simple appliance, but as a machine quietly reshaping the flow of heat in your home, protecting your food, preserving time in a way. If this gave you a new perspective on something you use every day, take a moment to like the video. Share it with someone who's never thought about what their fridge is really doing. And if you enjoy uncovering the hidden mechanics behind simple things, subscribe to Simple Things Why and How. Because sometimes, what feels the coldest has the most energy moving behind it.